Hey everyone, I'm Ed Kiebler from Rottler Manufacturing, and man, what a great discussion that was with the legend Pat Musey on nitrous. We're here in front of the F69A from Rottler Manufacturing, and Logan Miles is going to talk to us a little bit about installation of lifter bores. We're going to see a short video after this, but just wanted to give you a little bit of a live presentation on lifter boring. So Logan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I've always been in the machining side of things. I started back in high school about 4 years ago. I've always had interest in it. Then I went to technical college for about 16 months, and then after that I've been working here ever since.
How long have you been working here now?
2 years now.
2 years. Yep. And what have you learned so far?
I've learned a lot.
Yep.
A lot to learn. Yep. I was on the just machining parts and stuff. Then I switched over to the automotive side, and there's a lot to learn there.
Yep. How has the machine been for you? You know, this young generation, you guys take to computers like we used to take to rotary phones, okay? But how's the machine been for you to learn? Is it a simple process, or?
Yeah, it's been pretty easy to go over from what I used to do to this. It's been pretty easy to learn, and everything on this machine I can't complain about.
Okay, all right. So tell us a little bit about what you're going to do here, Logan.
On the lifter bushings, we have installed, these are CHE lifter bushings for Morel lifters on this LS block that we're giving away.
Why do we need to? This is a brand new dart block, so obviously the lifter bores are in a pretty good location. We believe they're in a good location to start with. Dart's a precision manufacturer of engine blocks. Why are we going to put lifter bush? Tell the audience why we would put lifter bushings in a block like this.
Well, first we probed off the dowel pin, got our locations of our lifter bores, and we're putting lifter bushings in it to correct it if it is off a couple thou. That way our lifter bushings are directly where they need to be.
And aren't the Morel lifters a keyed lifter?
Yeah. So these are keyed lifter bushings for keyed lifters.
So we have to put those bushings in order to keep the lifters from rotating in the bore. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
That way they can stay lined up with the cam. Okay.
All right. And in this process, what do you go through to actually install these things? You talked a little bit about the probing and determining locations, but what's the actual process that you're going to go through, Logan? I assume these lifter bores started at a smaller diameter, and obviously with the bronze bushings you had to do something to remove a bunch of material in order to put those bushings in?
Yes, we use I believe it's an 8 flute 1-inch end mill that we plunge. For these bushings we plunge it to get it out, rough it out to 1 inch, and then we have a single point cutter that would take it out to inch 049 because they have 2 thou press. And then we have a tool that we put in the machine to press the bushings in.
And when you're pressing those bushings in, do you just press them in any direction or any old way, or is it important to orient those in a particular way?
They've got to be oriented the way the key's got to be oriented straight towards the cam lobe, or the lobe on the cam. That way when you put your lifters in, the keyway is right and your lifters will ride on the lobe that's on the cam.
So I'm sure that's a very critical process, and Mr. Callies, who's kind of sitting in the background here, could probably talk to us a little bit about how important that particular process is. John?
Hey guys, this is a keyed lifter that goes in. This is one of our Black Mamba units that doesn't use any needle bearings. And the bushing we did, we went together with CHE on the development so the oil system works as we want it to make the lifter have durability. So you can see the keyway here, and we have to have this to where when it's lined up, the roller is absolutely in line with the lobe on the cam. And if you're off 2 or 3 degrees, you're not going to get any durability. So this machine allows you to lock that in where you want with it. We made a tool that goes up and you can set where you want it and then press it in and it will come up. You insert on the next part, press it in, come up, insert on the next, and then eventually you come in for the final bore. Now, because this shrinks when you press it in, then we want somewhere around an inch, for a thou 4/10 to a thou 6/10 clearance between the OD and the ID. And this machine, I was so impressed because we were able to hold 1/10 on the diameter.
John, you and I have been around a while. We're kind of, as I call us, we're the gray hairs of the industry. And we got this great young machinist here who's starting out, and he's probably never experienced the way that we used to have to put lifter bushings in. That was a very involved process.
It was using hand tools and guides, and it took you about 8 hours to do it. And then it was not near precise time. And right now, mounting the block, going through the boring process, installation, final bore, you're down to somewhere between 1.5 hours and 2 hours for the complete job. So we've taken it from 8 hours to under 2 hours, and that's big time. And accurate, you know.
Yeah. So what we've done really is we've taken a process or an operation that used to take 8 hours, and brought it down to 1.5 hours to 2 hours.
Correct.
Now, in my world, that's a huge productivity gain, which should go right to the bottom line for you shop owners that are looking at something like this. The ability to install lifter bushings just went from an 8-hour process to an 1.5 hour, 2 hour process. That's an excellent increase in productivity and profitability.
And you see, let's take it one step further. Let's say you're a Pontiac buyer where you can't get a new Pontiac block for 30 years. Now you have the ability to take an old block, take the lifter bore bushing, sleeve it, and come down to where you have the correct clearances to make the engine operate for a long time.
So we've kind of talked about that. Logan, tell us a little bit about feeds and speeds. Give our audience a little bit of technical information here, you being the machinist. I know when you're boring out that you talked about a single point cutter. What kind of feeds and speeds do you typically run to try to hold those kind of accuracies, not only on the cast iron, but also on the lifter bushing itself?
With a single point cutter, I usually do 300 RPM, 3 thou per revolution. Now on the bushing, I usually feed it up just a little bit, so it leaves a good finish for the lifter. But on the 1-inch end mill that we use, rough-wise, I usually use a slow RPM and a fast feed rate to keep the chatter down.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, what we're going to do now, Logan, is we're going to toss it over to our video and let everybody see in detail how we actually install these lifter bushings. And the other thing we want to remind you is manufacturing. I hope you all enjoyed the last segment. I believe it was with Dart Machinery. So we're here at CNC Blockworks today, and we're going to be talking to Logan and Embry. Embry is the owner of CNC Blockworks, and so they're going to be showing you how this machine actually functions today. I just want to talk just for a small minute here about the capabilities of the machine. So what we're going to demonstrate today is the ability of this machine to bore lifter bushings. In today's world, a lot of people use the keyed style lifters. So we're going to take this block out to an oversized, press in keyed lifter bushings and then rebore them. And typically what you'll do is you'll use the center line of the main bore to do our locating from. And the machine will actually offset for the lifter bore positioning. And that works very well, especially in a new block like this. This is a dart block, and they do a very good job of manufacturing. So we can use the main bores on this particular block and do a great job. However, with this machine and our fixturing, you can, if you want to get to the nth degree, you can actually relocate this block from the cam bores and be dead or directly on the center line of the lifter bore. So it gives you even a little bit more precise way of doing things. So I'm going to introduce Embry here. He's the owner of CNC Blockworks, and he's going to talk just a little bit about what they're going to do today.
Thank you, Ed. Today we're going to go through the process of installing bronze lifter keyway bushings in an LS block, a dart block. And Logan is going to take the process forward for you. He's going to show you the tool selection, the process that we go through from start to end. We're going to install the bronze bushers. They are 1 inch 0.59 in diameter. Our process is we bore out with a end mill to 1 inch 0.40. Then we use a 1-point cutter and we take it to 1 inch 0.59 with a 2/1000 press on it. And the final step is we set the diameter to according to the lifter itself to the finishing cut, and we finish ours with a 1-point cutter. Today the keyway lifter, which we use, are Morels. They have a single slot, and in this slot a key, pretty much which is part of the lifter, rides in it. It's like a tie bar between the other roller lifters. It eliminates that tie bar, it eliminates that weight, allows for a lighter lifter, higher RPMs, more efficiency in the engine itself. As you can see, we have the galley around to allow the oil to circulate around the outside instead of through the middle of the lifter, but it also has access hose to it to allow it to lubricate the lifter without over lubricating it and causing a problem of oil drainage back into the bottom end of the engine. It's a proven product. I've used it myself. Yeah, I think in the end you'll see this is a better product for your high performance camshaft and lifter desires. At this time, I'm going to hand it over to Logan so that he can show you the tools, and you can see the capabilities of this machine. It's far superior than anything else that I've seen in the market.
Hey guys, I'm Logan at CNC Blockworks today, and today we're going to be showing y'all the tooling for installing these keyway lifter bushings from Morel. First step that we go to is we have this inch 040 end mill that we got from Rottler, that Rottler sent, and we plunge it out from 843, which is standard size, to inch 040, and this leaves us 19 thousandths for a finish cut to leave a better finish, that way when we press our bushing in. But you just plunge this through and takes it out to inch 040. And then we have our single point cutter that we have adjusted to inch 059. It leaves a really good finish, and it just leaves a good finish for the bushing to be pressed in afterwards. And then what's left is our bushing installer that presses the bushing in. It locates off of these two little dowel pins, that way when you press the bushing on this keyway, you want it facing towards your camshaft, and it clocks it at the 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock position, whatever you need it to. But it does a really good job. But we'll get to work and we'll see how it goes.
What a day, what a day, what a day. Yeah, my brain is swollen. I've learned so much today.
He told us, don't start cars. We are not going to listen.